Now the next topic is crossing of checks. This also I have shared with you in that YouTube lecture form. But crossing of check, before we understand this, we need to understand that checks can either be open checks or they can be cross checks. Open checks are the checks which are collected on the counter of the bank. You just simply go on the counter of that concerned bank and present that check, and the payment is done across that counter only to any person who comes there. If it is bearer, to any person; if it is order, then the named person. In case of cross check, the payment cannot be collected across the counter. The payment will be collected only through a bank or a bank account. So crossing has this benefit that in case a crossing is done on the check, it is a direction or it is an order to the paying banker that he can pay money only to a banker, any banker, or to a specific banker. That depends upon the type of crossing which is there. So in that case, if you have this crossing done, then you get this benefit that there is a secure payment, because in that case you can easily trace as to which is the person who got that payment, because bank is involved, bank account is involved in that. And this crossing can be of 4 types. General crossing, where it looks like this and no name of the bank is mentioned. These words may be mentioned there, and you can collect these checks through any bank because there is no named bank. But in case name of a specific banker is mentioned, then you can collect money only through that banker and not through any other bank. That is called the special crossing. Like in this case, model bank name is mentioned along with these other words also. Third type of crossing can be non-negotiable crossing. Not negotiable crossing means wherein these not negotiable words are added with or without the name of the person, and the effect of doing this is that that instrument or the check is still negotiable. You can still transfer it. The transferability is not restricted, but the person who will get transfer of that check, that person cannot get a better title than that of the previous transferer. So in case the title of the previous transferer from whom you got that check, if his title was defective, your title will also remain defective. Even if you are a holder in due course, your title will not get clear, because in this case we have learned already that in case of holder in due course, all the previous defects get cured, but not in case of non-negotiable crossing of a check. Then restrictive crossing is the one in which case you also add the words account payee or payee's account only, which means that the amount will be transferred to the name of the specific account holder, specific payee only. To his account that amount will be transferred, and that amount cannot be received by any person, which may be a specific banker or any other banker. Then regarding crossing, you need to know who can cross the checks, how the crossing of the payment of the cross checks is done, and then what are the protections given, legal protection given to the bankers under the Banking Regulation Act, and RBI has given some statutory protection which are also part of this topic.